Fusion World community, welcome back to another video here with Chris, and today we're going to be going over all of the red decks with the new support for set 3, and we're going to be doing this for every color except for black, since we've already done a video for both of the new black leaders. The idea of these videos, the set's already out, but this is just, again, to give you some templates you can go off of, especially if you're just getting into the game. Kind of wanted to figure out how to build the deck, what cards you should be looking at. In no way, shape, or form are these decks like complete perfect, with when it comes to ratios and everything. But these are decks that I have played. I've tested all of these, all of these builds a little bit, and some of these are also my personal picks for in the deck. So again, the idea is to sort of be a template for you to go about your deck building experience, whether it's on the digital client or in person. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. I do support appreciate all the support that we get for the channel. As we continue to grind, we will start having some digital streams. Should be on the YouTube here. If you guys aren't already following, I'm gonna be prepping for there's 2 of the preliminary digital regionals, quote unquote, that I'll be playing in, as well as one of the Fusion World. I think we're going to one of the events in Texas, whether that's nationals or whatever it is. I'm pretty sure there's an LCQ or something, so we'll figure that out. But so today we're starting red. As you can see, we're gonna start with the U7 deck. Now, I'm not gonna go through and do the card reveals each one, just because that's gonna take a very long time on the video. And we are using a lot of the same cards, so I don't want to continue to just reveal the same cards over and over again. I'd rather just talk about them. So this is a 51 card 7-coup list, or U7-coup, whatever you guys want to call him. Very similar to previous lists. So you're running things like this 1-drop Frieza that becomes a 25k on your turn. You're definitely trying to aggro your opponent down. Now, I did take out the 1-drop Tien for this particular card here. Now, this is a 1-drop that also gives another card 10k, and this is also a 10k. So while Tien is essentially a 20k on your opponent's turn, this card can give a card 10k, but also you can give itself 10k. So this is kind of a similar thing to the Tien, but this card, if you don't want to swing at this guy, you want to buff one of your other battle cards by 10k, you can, and then you can combo on top of that to make it a 20k combo. Piccolo and Whis, this is pretty simple. This Whis is going to be in every single one of these red decks, I believe. Probably one of the most important, impactful cards for red right now. Just being able to remove 1-cost cards on board, and just reducing cards from 30 to 25, just makes some of the different removal cards just that much more effective. We have 3 Khalifa and 4 Krillin. This is our Self-Awakening 2-drop package. Khalifa is just incredible for being a 2-drop crit that takes a life. And then Krillin allows us to take a life, and then also can swing for 20k, or we can just keep it standing as a 10k combo. A lot of 3-drops in this deck. As you can see, we have 3 of the KO Gokus, kills anything 20k or less. 3 of this new Goku, I'm going to call this 30k coup. It's a, whatever. But this guy gains 5k on your turn because it's a Saiyan. I'm sorry, that is a U7 Saiyan. And if there's a card that's 30k or more when this card attacks, it draws a card. So, essentially, because itself is a 30k, it's just a 30k that draws a card every turn. It's a very good, it's a pretty good stat line. It's 5k combo, it's 25k body. Like, this is a really solid red card. And again, just being a 30k is just going to be very impactful. This is just another way to draw cards kind of in that middle of the game. 4 Gohans, of course, because this card is insanely broken in every red deck. 2 of the 17 that gives your leader 5k, and they can't be KO'd by battle card skills. It's relevant. Just this card, now with red matchups, like, this card is easily removed now for 2 energy, but in like the yellow matchup, it's a good solid card. This card you might start seeing getting cut from lists, just because blue now can easily remove this card, like, easily now, with Gohan and Scythe. So yeah, we have 3 of the new Vegetas. It's a 25k until you bump it, so it becomes a 55k when you discard 2 cards. It also can KO a 25k body, and again, it's a Universe 7 card. The Champ Android 17 card, I live by this card. I really think this card needs to start being played in a lot of these lists. for any deck. You know, it's a 3-drop, it takes a life, it's a 25k on your opponent's turn, and this deck is a 25k on both turns. But being a 10k, red definitely lacks running a good amount of 10ks unless you're playing the 1-drop Whis and Margarita, which doesn't always happen in every deck. But so like just having extra 10ks is just never a bad idea. And this is another Universe 7 card. 2 recycle Kabas. This allows us to pick up the Android 17, allows us to pick up Gohan, Vegeta, or the Kefla, of course, the 1F Kefla that we can use to play out any of the 3-cost TOPs we just saw. We have 3 of the double strike Gokus for our top end, 4 super combos, 1 God Kamehameha, and then 2 Glimpse. This is just to help us just push later on in the game, just trying to end the game. Just being a 25k combo that also can grab us a card back is going to be very solid. So we got a 51 card list. The idea is we've kind of pivoted from being just exclusive aggro to now sort of being kind of a mid-range deck, which I think is fine. The Goku here again allows you to sort of sustain a little bit in the mid game. This Goku still very good early. The Gohan and the Kefla combo is very good for turn 4, turn 5, and then Vegeta also there to end games for you. So this is the list here. You guys make sure you guys take a look at this, and then we'll move on to the next deck. All right, so the next one is going to be Starter Coup. This is also a 51 card list. This is very heavily influenced with the a lot of the new U6 cards. So again, we have Piccolo, Margarita. This is pretty normal. We have the 2 hit cards. We have the old hit, 2-drop, takes a life, minus something by 5k. You can also replace this with the Crit Khalifa as well. I just decided to go with hit for this particular build. 3 of the Awaken hit. So once you're awoken, your next extra card that is a Universe 6 card that's 3 or less is for free. So you can either use Strong Warriors of Universe 6, which is a top 5 search, which is cool because you can search out your super combos, and as you see, the majority of this deck is actually going to be U6 cards, so you can search out that or our super combos, which is super solid. Or we can search out our board wipe, which is time skip. This will allow us to kill 35k or less worth of battle cards, which is again super solid. So you can swing with this 20k here or bump it up to 25 with your leader, and then activate this for free just to board wipe or just to remove something that's really big. 4 Gohans as well. 3 of the this Kefla. This is the newer Kefla. You give 2 of your U6 cards 5k for the turn, so you actually can give itself 5k, and you can give another U6 card 5k, or you can just give 2 other cards 5k. It's already a 20k body, so this becomes a 25k, and then your leader can make it 30, or you can use those 2 on the other effects. Use your leader effect on this guy. Basically, just turning a bunch of 20ks into 25ks is really strong. 3 of the Skillless Khalifa. Skillless, I mean, this is probably one of the decks that still utilizes Skillless very well. It's a 10k, it's a 25k already. Your leader can make it a 30 on either turn. I'd say it's a pretty solid card there. Searchable, it kind of checks all the boxes. 3 of the Kaba blockers. This is for the early game if we're playing against some real BS stuff, like with a lot of crits. Play this on turn 3, and this is going to be a 25k blocker, so they're going to have to invest some cards in order to kill it. 4 recycling Kaba can recycle all of the TOP cards you've seen in the deck except for the Kaba, because it can't grab it can't grab Kaba cards. 4 Frost. It is a Universe 6 card, so it's searchable. It does allow you to sort of sustain that early game for yellow. This card is becoming a little less impactful, so this could also be swapped out for something else. But right now, I think it's still probably good to run. 2 of the Universe 17s, the Android 17s, 1 Kefla. 3 Son Goku. We have 2 of the Rumshis for our later turns to be able to KO 30k or less. And then, of course, the 4 super combos. All right, next we have Beerus. Notably, probably the best deck currently in the format still. Being a crit leader, this is probably the first leader I think that might be hit at some point. It definitely, I would say this deck it's less skill intensive than a lot of the other decks in the game, just because it's a crit leader on the front side, which is super good. Red's already a really strong color, and then you also the minus 10k is actually super strong. So again, I think not saying that the leader's like easy mode, but you definitely have an easier time playing this deck than you would other decks. So kind of the same lineup for 1 draft. We have Whis, Piccolo, Margarita. We have the 4 Keflas. We have this card here. This is a new Kunchi card. People play it in Jiren. This card's actually super good in Beerus as well. You can turn a 35k into a 25 and then play Kunchi, and then it can't attack next turn. So if you can't remove it, you can at least stun it. But also this card just stops 25k power or less cards from attacking. So if a card is like a 40k and you reduce it to 25, you can play this and still stun it for that turn. For this new Beerus, I don't know why they brought back Beerus support. I don't know. They really just want this deck to be just tier 1 the entire time. 30k takes a life. I'm sorry, 3-drop takes a life, 20k body. And then you can tap 1 to place this card on the drop and then play the 5-drop Beerus from your hand, which is crazy. So you can play it for 4 energy technically, which is super good. This is also a 10k. So, like, yeah, they could have made this card a 0k. Like, this card is really strong for this deck. 4 Kaba cycles, just because it's a 10k mainly. 2 of the 17s, 3 Gohan. I have 3 of this Toppo for similar reasons as I have for the Kunchi. So being able to again reduce a card to 25k from 35, and then being able to KO it by pitching a card. Then if this card gets KO'd, you draw 2. So like this is going to be something, especially in this deck, where you're going to have to remove this card, or else your opponents, they're just going to keep eating 25ks, right? So they have to kill it to give you the card draw, or they just keep taking 25ks. 3 Heelys. This is to also reduce 30k bodies to 10, and then your leader can then kill them. So like in the red matchup, this card's super good into Jiren. You play this, you reduce their 30k to 10, and use your leader effect to kill it. So this deck actually generally should have a very good matchup into Beerus early, because this card can just, if you play this card on turn 4 and then turn 5, you're just going to start removing their Jirens, and you still, I mean, obviously you still have to kill them, but like this is just a great way of just being able to remove Jiren. 1 Kefla, 3 of the Beeruses, just because we're able to play it now for this, so we want to make sure that we see it. 2 Double Strike Gokus, 3 Rumsheets for top end, 4 Kaba super combos, and then 2 Glimpse, just so we can recycle a lot of the cards that we have in the deck. So basically from this Kefla down, you can recycle all of these cards. Now last is going to be Toppo. This is the deck that honestly has just sort of been overlooked now because of, you know, everything else in the game, and I think this deck is still playable, man. It's obviously not going to be as good with how fast black can actually like go into their big bodies. This deck probably missing a little bit of support now to kind of be relevant again, but I did want to go through and edit the deck a little bit because I did think it did receive a good amount of support to help it out. We have 4 Basil to search out all of our TOP cards, 3 of the Piccolo, 3 Margarita, pretty simple as I've said. 4 Khalifas, so we're still running that, but now we're running also the Vuan, which is kind of replacing the Master Roshi in a sense. Not obviously as good as Master Roshi, but this is a blocker that allows us to take a life and is a 10k, so it sort of fulfills the same role as like Krillin, but being a blocker also could help depending on if you're playing against like a crit leader or you're just not wanting to take a particular damage. But again, it is just a 10k, so I think it's pretty solid. 3 of the Keto Peslas. It has a lot of cool spot removal for like green decks. You can just pop 5k battle cards, but also just being able to remove a card by 10k and then swing into it is pretty good. 3 of the buffing Keflas, 2 of the draw Keflas, obviously the one of Kefla, 2 KO Gokus, 4 of the Gohans here, 2 of the new TOP Vegeta, because this is a TOP, so you technically can play it off of your leader, and you can play it off of Kefla. 4 Recycle Kabas, of course. This is going to be really good in this deck. So, like, one of the cool things you can do in this deck is you can, for, like, so on, like, turn 5, right, you can slam a Kaba. You can use leader effect, play Kaba, grab back a Kefla, and then tap 4 and then play Kefla. Or you can play Kefla, play whatever, play a Kaba off of that, and then draw a card. So you're basically drawing 2 cards, and you can play another Kaba. The Kaba is really strong. This is probably the best deck for it. You also can grab this card, which is really cool. So this is the tournament card from set 2. So on your Awakened side, this is a 40k battle card, and it's a TOP, and it's a 20k. So we can actually play this off of our leader for 1 energy, play a 40k for 1 energy, not to mention anything else you can do. Like, being able to play a 40k for 1 is really good. It's hard to say that's actually a bad, combination there. So between the 1-drop 40k and the 3-drop 50k, like, you can put some really tall pressure on them later in the game. And I mean, you're gonna go to 3, so I mean, you know, that's definitely gonna happen. You got 3 of the double strike Gokus, 2 Rumshis, 4 super combos, and then we have the 2 God Kamehamehas. This deck sort of lacks removal, so I tried to include this to help, but being able to just stop 30k battle cards or less is going to be good with this for 1 energy or 2 at the max. And then obviously we have the Rumshi as well too. So I will leave I'll leave a link for all 4 of these decks down below so you guys can check them out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As again, we'll be going over every color probably within the next week or so, just dropping all the deck lists and everything, and then we'll start doing some streaming. You'll see some content from the digital client as well as we start ramping up for the online tournament scene. And that will do it for me today, guys, in the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the content. If you did, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate that, and I will see you guys in the next Fusion World video.